live. Once I see it live on the laptop, then I'll go ahead and kick us off right here. Because there's usually a 15-second delay once we start up. There we go. All right. Hi, everybody. My name's Eddie G. This is Bay's Showcase. And I know I'm a little bit late tonight, but we had to get the audio down. We had to get everything down just right. I do have E-Man Collects right here with me today. He is the guest of honor. And E-Man, go ahead and take it away. Let everybody know what social media accounts you have, where they can see you, what type of content you do, just so they have an idea of what type of content you've pushed out before in the past.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm sure might be a stranger to some of you, maybe not to everybody that's here, but yeah, my content. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. My content is obviously Pokemon related, right? That's what we're here for. That's what we know, right? My social medias are like on Instagram, E9 Collects. What do I have also? The Twitter, whatever it's called, X is also E9 Collects, right? The YouTube E9 Collects as well. Yeah, this one right here. Also, I started just the X account, and then I guess like my content, I like to do live streams and do giveaways when I'm able to. I did videos before. I love doing shorts. The reason why I love doing shorts is because I love editing, and that's something that I didn't know that I like doing until I started doing kind of like short form content. And it's fun for me to dabble with the phone and create shorts and record something, and I have something in my brain, and I want to see if I could get that on video, right? So I love doing that, but just haven't had the time lately. So yeah.
You've been busy lately. A lot of people here don't know, but you recently had a brand new addition to your household, right? You guys had a baby.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, we have a 4-year-old and we have a 1-year-old. So this past year, it's been ever since card party, it's just been like just time with the family and just focusing on raising my family and raising my kids and being there for them. I was spending a lot of time here, but then I was like, you know what, like I need to kind of shift my focus a little bit, and my kids love me, so that's the best part. I just want to say real quick what's up too. We got fella Chris up in here. We got AM Pokemon. We got It's Nick. What's up, guys? Welcome in. Welcome in. We got TL Master. What's up, TL Master? We got FOMO. And who else we got? Vitalik. Hey, Vitalik's been a minute, bro. Welcome in. Let's go.
That's a new name for me. Thank you so much for being here. AMPM Pokemon and FOMO both are podcast co-hosts of mine. Thank you so much for being here, guys. AMPM fucking rock. Master 1, I mean, that's one of the mods. That's one of the greatest right here on the channel, TL Master 1. Thank you so much for being here and joining us tonight. Fella Chris, you already know. Fella Chris is legendary. Was here on the podcast. Man. He had an episode. It was good. It was a good episode. And It's Nick. What's up? That's the homie from all the way in San Diego, down there by Slim's Rips. Thank you so much for being here as well.
Shout out to It's Nick, man. It's Nick's a really, really nice guy. Met him at a card party as well. Super down to earth guy, and same thing with his family, right? So appreciate another father in the community.
Yep, that's true. And I did see the message from AMPM Pokemon. He said there's a bad echo, just a heads up. It's pretty much what I was telling you about how the audio kind of dips a little low a little bit, and then it gets back in. So it's going to be due to the mic and how it's set up. It's going to dip in and out, everybody. I'm just letting y'all know. If you can't hear a specific thing, pause the video. Rewind it just a few seconds, put the volume up on your output device, and just listen to that part again. We do apologize, but we're going to try to do the best we can on our end here, and we're going to keep on trucking, how they say.
Hopefully the audio gets a little better.
Yeah, definitely. Going back to It's Nick, though, I do want to give It's Nick a big shout out. Not only card party, but I mean several times down at Slim's Rips in Chula Vista. Slim's Rips /DMN Pops. for trade night. I've been there. I absolutely love it. I have a blast. Also, Collecticon, Comic Con. I mean, there isn't any convention I can think about that Nick hasn't been to as a part of the Slims Rips team. So any major convention you might have been into, if you bumped into Slim, there's a chance you probably saw Nick around, especially right there by the Slim's Rips DMN Pops booth area. They always tend to have booth areas that are pretty close to each other. So I mean, I've got tons of pictures of him at events. We've even gotten a couple of videos shot together. So it's Nick. Thank you so much, dude. I really do appreciate it. Like I said, hitting me right here in the field.
Yeah.
Now, enough with the hellos to everybody except hi FOMO, hi. Let's get back to it. I want to get back to what we were saying. All right, so we let everybody know the name of your channel. We let them know the type of content that you'd like to make. The video shorts, I absolutely love them. I think they look absolutely stunning and breathtaking, man. The music,
Thank you.
set up everything, and just the cinematography behind it. You know, it's one thing to think of a picture and be like, okay, it's gonna look good. But it's another thing to get out a fucking camera, take the damn photo, make sure there's no glares or anything weird with the lighting. You have to like lay down and get the right angle and then get everything into post production. There's an art behind it. You know what I mean? You're making people see what you're visualizing in your mind, but out for their eyes to just enjoy. That's
Definitely fine. Shout out to Trainer Glenn, Cali Gang. Let's go.
Trainer Glenn with that Cali gang, bro. Little grass country gang. I gotta take my first blinky of the night. I mean, Trainer Glenn.
That should be like a almost like a little drinking game. Like every time a Cali person comes in, you take a drink or something. FOMO is a G.
There we go. I realized the battery light was backwards the whole time, so y'all didn't even see that blinky. But it was a blinky. It buzzed. All right. Getting back to it, though. Getting back to it. One of the things that a lot of people here might not know, because like you said, some people might already know you. They might recognize you. Some people, however, they're meeting you for the first time, right? But here's the shocker. They might have known you previously because this isn't your first channel around, right? Do you want to let me know about that? Because when I first met you, you were in the transition period where you had just lost a channel and you started another one up because we were on the way to card party. You remember?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I remember that the first card party, right? That's where we met. And card party 1 in Anaheim, California. And that was when my channel was taken down, and I was in a transition. Like, oh man, like I kind of lost all the momentum that I had going into card party. Like, just kind of just being excited and meeting up with everybody. All the creators that I was watching before I started my own channel, right? And I was excited to meet everybody. Get some autographs, right? And just chop it up, right? In person, and just kind of be a part of of just the crowd and just be a part of the community, right? So that kind of took it down, the feeling of being so excited. But it's almost like it was meant to be, right? And so those of you guys that are wondering, hey man, like what happened with the channel? Like, why was it taken down? So fast forward maybe like, I would say maybe like almost a year, maybe like I would say like 9 months. I got a email from YouTube saying that that channel that was taken down was reinstated. It was reinstated because upon further review, there wasn't any violations of the terms of service of anything. So it's like it was taken down for no reason. And then and so I have that channel back, but
Okay.
it's not the channel that I grew, right? It was the channel that I was growing, but like once that channel went away and I got this new channel, this is a channel that I just stuck with, But for anybody that's out there like that's creating content, uh, for the first time, it's um don't feel like you're doing everything wrong or anything like that. Just be careful. There's copyright, with music, right? All that kind of stuff. Just kind of know that, um, right? And just watch what you say, if, that kind of stuff. If you're streaming for adult audience, it's cool. If you're streaming for kids, then you're streaming for kids. Right? Just know your audience, know what you're saying. Um, don't get yourself canceled, but have fun.
You have to mark your videos correctly, right? That's one of the things. Like you just said, if you have an adult audience, you have to mark those videos as for 18 plus, as
Mhm.
just to be viewed by adults. It does take away on the monetization part of it, some aspects of it. So I do understand why some creators before in other channels, we're not talking about ourselves, but in other channels, there have been some creators that have 18 plus content, and it'll say 18 plus content on the title and in the
Mhm.
description.
Right.
Marked as it, and they have little kids that don't watch it. All it takes is one parent of one little kid to complain to YouTube. It puts you under a review, and there you go. Oh, you didn't follow the rules. You put 18 plus everywhere, but you didn't fucking mark it in the back end of thing on YouTube Studio. Channel shut down because you violated community guidelines. It's that easy.
Yep.
It,
Yep.
it really. I mean, this is the first time I've ever done anything with content creation. This is the first channel I've ever had. But I looked at all the terms, and I'm trying to follow everything to the T. How they, I haven't been flagged, shut down, sent to review yet, and I'm glad for it. But I'm always keeping an eye out. I'm on top of everything. I try to watch what I say. I make sure that whatever is going to be in adult only live stream is seriously marked as an adult only live stream. Like we run tests on the back end of things after we
Mhm.
set up, and I make sure if there's a child's account, it cannot view those streams. And I go out of my way to verify this. Why? Because I want to make sure we don't get shut down. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
it's been so far. It's been working so far. Who knows if it'll work forever? But it's been working so far. Um, I'm happy to hear that your account got reinstated, the one that got flagged. But
Yeah.
what was their initial reason? Like when they first flagged it, what did they say? Because they took it away for 9 months. That's a long time.
It so the email that I got was because allegedly I violated community guidelines. Like I guess I'm not sure if it was like that a bunch of community guidelines were violated at the same time or it was one major one, but I never received email for a warning for anything. It was
Right.
literally like my so part of the fun that I was having with that channel when I was growing that channel, like I wanted to so I wanted to like get more subscribers, right? And the and not an easy, but like a quicker way to get subscribers is I guess if you're doing shorts, right? And people watch your shorts, and then people subscribe. So I was having fun creating shorts, and I was like, oh, let's see how many subs did this short get me, or how many did this get me, right? And just and I was kind of seeing what kind of content people were kind of gravitating to that I was creating, right? And I was helping me kind of like, okay, I should do more like this style, more like this style, right? Like more pack openings or more just being dumb or whatever, right? And so every morning before when I got up for work, the first thing I would do is open up my YouTube app and just to see if there's a subscriber change, right? And then that one morning when I woke up and I checked to see I clicked on the YouTube thing, and then it was like the little sign that says, oops, something went wrong with the little monkey image with the little wrench. Yeah. And I was like, what the heck? And so I thought it was my phone, so I restarted the phone and I turned it back on and I tried again, and it was like, what the heck? Like it wasn't working. And then I just checked my email and I saw the email from YouTube saying that, I violated community guidelines and my channel was gone. And so I appealed it, and the response I got back a few days later was, you violated community guidelines, and that's it. And I wasn't going to get reinstated. And I was just like, that didn't give me a reason why. Like, what did I officially do to, but there was nothing, right? So that was leading up to card party, right? And I was gonna quit, and I was gonna say, you know what, this and that, but I thought better of it, and I really enjoyed doing it. So I said, you know what, like I didn't have as that many subs anyways. I think I had like 700 subs or something like that. So I said, I'm gonna just do it again, and just see what happens, and so I kind of also wanted to go to card party and have fun and be, meet with Pat and Real Breaking Nate, right, and Pokerev, right, because I had the Pokerev mystery pack that I bought from him, and I wanted to open it with him, right. So that and Cool Trainer Ryan, all the big names, you just kind of want to meet them, right. So I'm like, let's go.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you kept going because I mean you're right. You went, you met all these people. We got to meet. We formed a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
We came back. We've gone to a couple other events. Remember when we met up at Long Beach, the
Yep,
Funko?
yep,
We'll get to
yep.
that. That's gonna be a story we get to later. But and then there was Card Party 2. We've met down at Slim's. There's Frankensons. Dude, if it wasn't for you continuing, we wouldn't have had those experiences. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Your channel now, I mean, it's grown. How many subscribers are you at with your current channel? E-Man Collects.
I think it's like 3. I'm not sure, it was like 3.3 or 3.4, something like that.
There we go. It's over 3.
Yeah.
Definitely several times over what it was previously at. So you've shown you can continue doing this. It was a big impediment. It was a big freaking roadblock. But you know what? You overcame it. You overcame that obstacle. You just plowed right through it and said, I'm going to keep on trucking. I ain't even stopping to check my grill. No, 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 sir. I'm going to just keep going for another 40 miles. That's what you kept doing, and that's where you're at now. You have even gotten a Vault X thing, right? You have an affiliate code or something, right?
Oh, yes, I do.
I don't even know. I don't have one of those goddamn things. Tell people what the hell that is. Go ahead and drop it in. I'm letting you do your thing.
Yeah, so I ended up getting a partnership with Voltex. The people that make the binders. Actually, I have mine right here.
Nice.
I got my Voltex binder, and you know what? I like these binders, and I was able to get in a partnership program with them, and they gave me a code to put out to the community if people want to. I think my code is Alakazam. So if you go to Voltex, and then at checkout you drop the code, you type in Alakazam, it saves you, I believe it's like 10% or something like that. It saves you 10% on your purchase if you use the code Alakazam. So that's what I have as a partnership with Voltex, and it's cool. I mean, I haven't been able to promote it as much as of late because I've been over here with babies and stuff, but but that's life, and I love it, man. But yeah, Alakazam, Voltex.com if you guys want to save 10%.
There we go.
Yep.
There we go. See, you would not have had that happen were you have quit at that time, right?
Yep. Yes.
Let's just off the bat, it's a good thing you kept going. Let's get it out there. It's a good thing. It's amazing. It's awesome. It's good to have you here. It's good to
Thank
still
you.
have you in the community. If you didn't keep going, I wouldn't have you on as a guest tonight because I have the community. You might not have put out content as frequently lately, but that doesn't mean you didn't put out a bunch of content before. It doesn't mean you're at Card Party 1 or Card Party 2. And it doesn't mean that you don't have the damn affiliate code with Ball X. So you see what I mean when I say you're a pillar of the community and you are someone that I think should be showcased in this series I'm running. That's why I reached out to you. You get me?
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
You were one of 16.
Thanks for reaching out because like I haven't been doing any content recently. I mean, I did like a short and I did a live stream like over a month ago, but I haven't done much lately. And for somebody to reach out to me and say, "Hey, get on my channel and let's collaborate," after I've been kind of a little bit MIA, that's pretty cool. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
Even if you don't do a lot of content, it doesn't mean I stopped being your friend. You know what I mean? So I mean, you still popped in. You still pop into live streams whenever you can. I know you have the baby with you, but you even go, "Hey, I'm gonna be in here for a little bit," and then you're like, "All right, guys, I gotta go, daddy duties." But like we know, all right, you had 15, 20 minutes, and guess what you did? Fucking spend them right here with us, chilling, hanging out, just kicking back. You know what I mean? Like that's a part of it. You brought up a word earlier, and this is a word, it's fucking tossed around by everyone. Let's just admit it. The word is community. Everybody tosses that word around. Everybody says they want to be a part of it, but not everyone shows that they're a part of it. You get me? Some people just toss the word around to try to push a sale on you or to try to push an agenda on you. This is how I use the word. If you're part of my community, you're one of my watchers here. You're here when we run our events. You know when we run special giveaways. If you're part of the base showcase community, this is a part of what I do for my community. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. We're not close, but we're almost there. We're like at 875, I think. So I think we're 125 away. We needed to hit 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. The watch hours, we're well past 4,000, but we're not there with the subs yet. So we're already monetized because we have memberships, and people know that you've been a member. But we want to hit that second tier of monetization. We want to get the ad revenue, that sweet ad revenue. Now to get that, we need 1,000 subs. That's it. We hit the watch hours. This right here is a Pop One slab. This card is over 30 years old. It is extremely rare to get. This is the only one that exists in the world in a PSA 7. There's a PSA 8 and there's one PSA 9 in existence, but there's only 3 graded cards for this card right here worldwide. PSA.
Only 3?
PSA 8 is a Pop One. I don't know who the hell owns them. Whoever graded them has them. There's no sales data report. There's no way to see what the hell this card is worth. A raw copy of this card was being sold for $120 on eBay. Just one person that was trying to get $120 for a raw card. Now again, this is a PSA 7. It's a Pop One card. This is just one of 4 slabs that are going to be given away when we hit 1,000 subs. When we hit that, we're going to plan a big 1,000 subscriber celebratory live stream event. We're going to have this slab. We're going to have 2 Green Ranger slabs, Tommy the Green Ranger, and one that's the group Rangers. It has all 5 of them. So all the good Rangers, the red, the black, blue, pink, in a group thing together. Those other 3 slabs are still pending. I haven't received them, so I don't know their grades. I do know that they're extremely low pop as well. If the Tommy cards come back as a 10, they're the only 10s in the world. But they're all going to be given away while we open up 4 boxes and give away the hits we don't need. We keep the ones that we do need. That's how I use community. This right here is just an extra card for me. Why? Because I have another one. I have a raw copy of this along with the Pink Ranger. And I believe that mine will grade a little bit better. But I'm trying to get all 5 of them, the red, pink, blue, black, and yellow, send into one grading submission to get consecutive grades. That's what I want to do.
Oh, let's go.
I'm giving this one away because I don't need it. This is just an extra copy for me. I did keep the better one for my PC, so I'm being straight up. It's played live on air on the channel with packs I got from a donation I received on the channel. So again, the way I use community, that was community money that came for content. I got the packs. I got the pull. And rather than just give it away like this, we got to give a cardboard robot. He actually helped us pay the grading fees for this.
Nice.
Everything. We cleaned up the card, made sure it was nice and pretty before we sent it off. I had my fingerprints on it. But you get me? This is literally a piece of the community. It's just an extra. I don't need it. The community helps create it. It's going immediately back to it. All that we need to do is hit a little goal. We hit 1,000 subs. I get some ad revenue. It helps me out a little bit better. We get more product. We get better gear. It goes all around.
It's only a matter of time, Eddie. Only a matter of time.
Exactly. And like I was saying, I know I'm being a little long-winded here, but the point I'm trying to make is you have not been pushing out as much content, but you don't have to just push out content to be in the community. You've been popping into the shows. You've been showing up and seeing what we're all about. You've been seeing some of the crazy pulls. You've been there for the giveaways. You membered up and you stayed membered up, right? So you are directly affecting what happens in the community. You're like, hey, I'm still there. Let's keep those watch hours going, baby. Hey, I'm checking in. How y'all?
Yep.
Here's a few bucks. Let's get a spicier box because you know what happens with the funds that come into the channel. It goes into getting the box rates. You never left the community.
No, I know how hard it is for people to just to get on camera, right? Like if people are working or people have stuff going on, right? Or their families or whatever, like just it's hard to make the time for this, right? And you understand the hard work behind the scenes that goes into just sitting in front of the camera, right?
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, and with the time that I have, even if I have one baby in one arm, I'll like check in with my phone. I'll check in. I'll like the stream. If I'm able to, I'll share it. I say what's up. That kind of stuff. But I think it's important to kind of know that there's a lot of effort that goes in for a creator to just to hit record or just to hit start, right? Just to get to that point is behind the scenes. It's a lot of work. You gotta just make time in your life to do it, right? So I appreciate everybody in the community that does it, and honestly, this community is freaking amazing. Everyone is really nice, very helpful. So it's easy to kind of go in and be a part of it, and it's so hard to walk away.
Yes, it is. All right. And that ties into my next point. Because, all right, we hit the first point. We hit channel loss, how that happened, how it came back. Because that's something that I think is integral to the E-Man story. You get me? That's one of the things. I remember you and I'm like, he overcame this big, again, it's a big hurdle. But you didn't let it slow you down. You get what I mean? Like, you overcame it and you kept that momentum going, man. And that's amazing because that's something that would make a lot of people quit. I don't know what I would do if I just woke up and they're like, hey, base showcase is shut down. You violated like 12,000 things and there's no way you could appeal it. I'd be like, with content creation after that, especially because I try so hard.
I know the first thing you would do. The first thing you would do was probably hit that blinky and then go from there.
But going back to it. Now, just because we tackled that first, that doesn't mean that's where the journey begins. What I want to do for this next part, again, we tackled that. That was a pivotal moment. And we showed how much you love the community, how you're an integral part of it. Now, what I want to do, take it back all the way to the beginning, all the way as far back as you can remember, to the first thing that you ever collected in your life. It doesn't have to be Pokemon. Remember, I've had different answers. I had one person tell me they used to collect rocks. They remember collecting rocks as a kid.
I'm trying to think back. I think honestly, thinking back to my family and we had something happen, and we ended up going back to we ended up going to Mexico, and we were there for I think like several months, right? And at that point, I was a fourth grader, I believe. I think I was like a fourth grader, right? And so at that time, we were living with my aunt and in Guadalajara in the city, and so her house was like so it's like the house, the second floor, and then on the top you could get onto the roof with through the stairs, and you could be walking around on the roof and everything, right? It was like nice, it was flat. Most people had like dogs on the roof,
Yeah.
that's how it is, how it was in that area. But I remember with some of the neighbors, they all had a bunch of slingshots, and so I remember they had like different types, and they showed me where to get them, right? And I go to the liquor store, I'll get a slingshot, and then they show me how to make another slingshot and different types of slingshot. So as a little kid, I know that Vago, right? With little kids, we all have like little slingshots, and we have like little targets we're trying to hit, and we're using our own in whatever slingshots we're using to try to hit that target, right? And I remember doing that. I had like three, I think, slingshots, but I was like, I remember as far as my little collection, I think that was the first thing that I had as a collector, I guess. Which I don't know what happened to them, but probably still in
Oh,
Mexico.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm like mind blown because I totally get that. Like, I completely get the fascination behind it. I totally get it. Like, I totally get it. And I tell me that's what they've collected. So it's kind of like,
Yeah, I think after that, I like once we came back to the States, and I came back to school and everything in the fifth grade and everything. I think that's the year that the Power Rangers came out when I was in the fifth grade, and I remember that at that time, I think like Pogs were also kind of popular, or getting up there, right? So I used to get some from the ice cream man, and then like I lived in a little apartment area, so there's other kids there, so everyone had Pogs and like slammers. We would like play, make up our own rules because we don't know how to play, right? So we would just like slam them, like, oh, I win, like, no, I win. I don't know, we don't know what we were doing, but I remember collecting Pogs and like slammers, yo-yos also as well. Um, back when the like a group came to the school and they were doing all the yo-yo tricks. So I wanted to buy yo-yos, and I'll get some from Ice Cream Man. Actually, I bought a lot of stuff from Ice Cream Man.
that's
But yeah,
nice. I used to like yo-yos when I was little. I used to not be able to do any of the tricks. There was like one or two things I could do, and that was it. But I was never able to do any of the cool tricks. But I used to like all the different ones. They had light up yo-yos, or ones that look like they create sparks kind of inside.
hmm
Yeah, there was so many different. Actually, wait up. Give me a second. Give me a second.
when anyone else here collect like yo-yos or Pogs, hey, let's go. Hey, you got that from Target.
Yeah, I literally just bought this the other day because I saw a yo-yo and I was like, I haven't had a yo-yo in a long
And
time, and I was like,
I,
these are the old school
it's funny
classic.
because we were at I went to go buy my niece a stuff for like the Easter basket, and I saw that yo-yo and I grabbed one, and I bought it so I could throw it into her Easter basket. I was like, but I didn't see that color. I would have grabbed that one for myself too.
Yeah, I'm gonna open it later. I literally bought it so I can like play with it like in front of Nikita, see if she likes it because
Oh,
she's
she's gonna.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. She has other toys, so I've literally just I have it like sitting on the shelf. I haven't opened it or anything, but it's gonna be opened eventually. She's looking at me right now. She knows I was talking about
Hey, where's my cat? Luna. Luna.
it. She's not gonna come over. She's literally just looking at me. She's like,
Luna. Come on. Let me see if my cat comes over. Luna. Come on. She's coming. She's a little bit older, so it takes her a little while. She was taking a nap. I woke her up. Come here. Yep, she's coming. Come on.
how long have you had your cat for?
Um, We've had her for like we've had her for like 10 years
10 years. Ooh.
or something like that. Her name is Luna.
Hi, Luna.
So we adopted her. What's up, homie? So we adopted her, and we adopted another cat, the calico cat. But that one, she recently passed away last year, and so we actually we got her cremated. So we have a little box with her ashes with a little paw print. Um, so we adopted them like 1 month apart, I think, and yeah, we got them like right after we got married too. So yeah, we've been married. We got married in 2011, so we got them somewhere around like at the end of 2011 or beginning of 2012.
Um, you brought up you bringing up how you have the ashes for the other cat just made me think of something. And this is just like a did you know type of deal. But did you know that ashes, there's a service that uses the ashes and it converts them into a precious stone, like a ruby or a
Yeah.
sapphire.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, the only reason why is because you know how cats they have different colored eyes.
Hmm.
I've always thought if I were to lose Nikita, her coloration is mostly green. I would, if I cremated her, I would want to change her ashes to like emerald, the green, the
Oh, okay.
green.
Okay.
If I had a cat with like blue eyes, it would be a sapphire, the blue stone. I don't think any cats have red eyes, so there would be no ruby.
Beerus. I'm thinking Beerus from Dragon Ball.
But you get me? Like I always, when I found out about that service, I always thought it's pretty nice because if you do convert them down to a gemstone, you
I
could put
think
it in your journey and have it with you at all times. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's pretty sweet. It really
yeah.
is. Yeah. Um. All right, but yeah. So again, I was pretty mind blown there. Going back to it, slingshots is the first thing you remember. That one's gonna, dude.
Todo
That's pretty.
travieso.
Um, So, damn. Okay. And then, side note. So it was around fourth grade, and you were in Mexico, living there for a few months, right?
Yeah. I was next in there for a few months. Yeah, and then came back. Honestly, like I think about that a lot because when you're so young, you're so careless. There's not a care in the world, right? And you're just you know having fun and out there. There's like not as many rules as there is here, right? Like everyone's just kind of like, and we actually lived across the street from a park. There was a park right across the street, so I just go across the street, play, go on the swings or whatever, go play, and then just come back. And it wasn't like there's always the dangers and stuff like that, right? But at that time, parents weren't as strict about things, right? And maybe there wasn't as much knowledge as there is now. Like right now, I wouldn't let my kid go to the park by himself, right? Without me, like no way. But our parents did that. My parents did that to me. So, but now I was like, no, I won't. Definitely will not let my kid out there by himself without me watching.
You know what it is? So it's funny that you brought that up because you see how the talks here work, man. Literally, we talk on the whole collector side, but we deviate also, and it's because interesting things are brought up. I feel the same way. I feel that growing up, there were there was a little more freedoms that seemed easily awarded to us. It seems that more kids were just out on the street.
Hmm.
I remember being out on the street until it was fucking dark. And this is when I was like 9, 10, 11, 12, bro. You know what I mean? Like I remember
Yep.
being on the street without my parents, hanging out with my friends, getting into shenanigans until like, oh shoot, it's gonna be 8, 9, 10. Like I gotta get home. But nowadays, it does seem it doesn't feel like that's as commonplace, and it does feel almost like the world just itself has changed. It doesn't. You were right, literally how you hit it on the head. It was dangerous. There was dangerous, but maybe it's because it wasn't as known. So think about it this way:
Yep.
if something happens in a small town in the middle of Pennsylvania, we in a big town in California will hear about it immediately. And we're going to be like, oh, stuff's happening because it's happening in a small place. It might not happen next to us, but you're like, stuff's happening. We gotta be aware. We gotta know.
Right.
And everywhere that something happens, you're instantly notified because everything's interconnected. Now it's not just your local news; it's the national news.
Mm-hmm.
Not even national news, international news. You get
Yeah,
me?
you're famous.
The news is it's good. It's good to be informed. It's good to get information, but at the same time, it can be detrimental because hearing too much bad news, it's adding too much stress, like an external stress to yourself. And you might live in a place where it's already kind of like, oh, stuff happens, and you're like already a little stressed.
Yep.
But hearing that it's happening elsewhere just adds to it because it makes you feel like it's going to happen more around here because I'm in a bigger area and this
Yeah,
area
yeah.
generally has more stuff going on. So I feel it's just like a compounding stress over time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
and that's how I feel it can be bad. And especially if you're like, now I'm finding out what's going on internationally in every single country at the same time. It, it's not to take away from the gravity of it. It's still a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
Not everything that occurs everywhere means that where you are, it's occurring as well. Like,
Right.
you get me? Like, it's, I don't know how else to add to that. Like, I was gonna try to give an example, but I can't really think of one right now. Um, oh well, I guess this one would be good. We California just got hit with an earthquake, right? We got hit with
Mm-hmm.
a it was like a 5.2, 5.4 something, or 5 point something down in San Diego.
Right.
Um, that's a pretty sizable earthquake, right? It's pretty decent. Um, if you're in a state where like they have no earthquakes at all, hearing that type of news, if it has an effect on you to where you're like, I need to get prepared for the next big one when the next big earthquake hits. But like historically speaking, if in your area there's no earthquakes and you're not near a fault line or anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's like what I mean. It's an added stress because you see it in the news. It's international. You're hearing about everything that's happening everywhere. Like we live here in California, you and I, and we just had that earthquake that hit in San Diego. It's not by where you are or by where I am, but it's a
Mm-hmm.
distance away. After that happened, did you do anything different, or were you just like, "Oh shit"?
Well, I don't know. Did you get that text alert on your phone, like drop and cover? Yeah.
I was dead ass asleep, and I several hours after when I woke up, and I was like, "It would have been a big earthquake. I would have got this text alert. I would have been asleep. I wouldn't have received it because I would have been asleep, and I would have been hurt, trapped under the rubble. It wouldn't have helped me. But if I was awake, if depending on when you get it, it's supposed to let you seek shelter, right? But yeah, either way, I'm just saying, like, I'm one of those few where that text alert, I would have still died. I would have still died.
Dude, I was at the McDonald's drive-through getting some breakfast for for the family because we were getting ready to go to the aquarium on Monday, right? So I was at the drive-through and I was gonna use my points to help pay for my meal, and then that text alert went off as at the transaction with at the drive-through, and like everyone got the alert because I heard the alert on their phones as well at the drive-through. So pretty, everyone's like, "What do we do?" Yeah.
Yeah. But
Let
all
me
right.
let me let me before you continue to the next one. Let me just show you this. How well, let me see that. I just wanna I just wanna open this up because you know do you know where I got this one from, right?
Yeah, that's from Mark's booth, right?
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. I've never opened this before. I just want to open it up real quick since I haven't opened up anything for you yet. I want to at least open up one thing
Yeah.
and let's see what's in here. These are like DC. What is
Yeah, I
that?
haven't seen those myself either.
Jam Jams. Is it Bloodlines? This one is Prism. Oh, I thought it was gonna be like these are all DC.
Oh, what's that?
What's this?
Is it an Aquaman?
That's PAX. That's Superman.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's Superboy.
I just
These
saw
are
the.
just like obscure pack. That's the Rage King. This is Parasites from. I thought it was gonna be like and then we got a Layla. I was hoping to see like a Batman. All right, sorry about that. All
Here,
right,
you know,
I just opened up one.
this little tin. I got this little tin right here. There's 2 packs in it. They're Brian's packs. Let me get them open real quick.
You know, I haven't met Brian yet.
Huh?
I haven't met Brian yet.
Dude, he was there with me at Frank and Sons. Literally
Oh
that
yeah,
day we missed each other.
yeah.
Yeah. So Get You and Frank from Piggy Boys, they got to see Brian that day as well, and Jay from Jay's Corner TCG.
Yeah, shout out to Jay out there at Frankensons every weekend. You know, that's a hard gig, man. That's a hard gig. Give him a lot of credit for that.
I like this little picture.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah, when you get all the cardboard cards, it completes the picture. So I like those cardboard cards. These ones are Brian's though. I already have a full set of these ones myself.
Yeah,
Just have,
I was this. Oh, those two, nice. Okay.
but let me show you the coin and shit. So for the coins, it's the little.
Oh, the little Zyrico.
I like how it has that little shimmery like effect on it.
I've I've been wanting to paint more coins, but haven't found the time.
Give me a second. I dropped the cardboard card. There we go.
All right, ready? Let's go. That's the card that went up in value, right?
It shows that.
Oh, that's the middle. Oh, it tells you where it goes.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
And you said these went up in value. Yeah. All the mini tins went up in value. I've seen recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think the Piplup one was the most expensive one for these ones.
Hmm.
Start off with Astro Radiance. I think it was Piplup and then it was Riolu.
Is there a chase for Brian in Astro Radiant?
These are for Brian. These were tins that he had in his collection. There we go. Yeah, it showed up right. Yeah, I want to see if we could pull him an alt art, something spicy. So far, these tins have been dead for Brian.
Oh,
I don't think he's gotten anything like nice. So
Pokey Dad, Dragon Shoes.
hopefully we could get something.
Ursaluna. Carb. I forget. I can't read it.
Cranidos or Cronidals.
That's Splinope. That's the parrot chat out or something like that. You
Yeah.
got Ponyta. You got Cricketot. You got the side duck.
Yeah. No trainer
I
gallery.
don't know which one that one is. Perfume.
Okay.
Hey, we got the Beedrill. It's not an alt, but it's alright.
Or the Machamp. That would have been nice.
Oh yeah, I yeah, definitely not have not pulled the Machamp. It'll be cool to pull it one day.
Yeah. I haven't pulled the Machamp or Miss. It's not Misty. It's the Starmie V, right? Also, no, not even also. It's a trainer gallery. I was wrong. Trainer gallery is Starmie V. The one that
I don't
has
think I pulled anything good from that set, Astro Radiance myself. I had bad luck with Astro Radiance.
Brilliant Stars. Have you gotten the Charizard?
Mm-hmm.
Dominance?
Yeah, that one I pulled it on the RCS V box, the one that has Cosmic Eclipse. So I bought two boxes, one to open, one to keep sealed, and the one that I ripped open had the Charizard in it,
Ooh.
and then the other one I still have it.
All right. And just to let everybody know, it should have a hit. So both of them were good code cards.
Oh, let's go.
So I didn't say in case we had an error, but they're both good code cards. So we should see what happens.
Plant Healer or something like that.
Yeah,
Siglif, the trainer card. Can't see it. The stock, the Cherubi, cherries. You got the Riolu,
It's cool to get Riolu in this.
Starly. I hate that one, man. The Spirit Bomb or whatever it's called, the Ghost.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my troll right there. Yeah, you got two hits. You got two hits.
No alt arts, but two Vs. Not bad, not bad. Honcho V. This one's actually pretty cool looking too. I like the moon behind it.
Yeah, you know what? That one I haven't been. I personally have not seen that card get pulled too many times. So not bad.
It's pretty nice. Yep. There we go. I thought there was a white dot on the back. It was just something on the sleeve. There we go. All right. So going back, I know we took a little deviation there, but just a little pack opening, just a little pack opening to keep things interesting. Going back. All right. So now we know what was the first thing that you collected. We know a little bit about the content creation journey. We just know about that pivotal moment. Tell people the very first time you started content creation, what was the lead up to that? Like, what was the catalyst that made you go, all right, let's try content creation? Like, we've never done it. Let's try it. Or is this something you've always kind of dabbled in? You know what I mean?
No, honestly, like so I guess it all started with. It's so bad to say, but it all started with COVID, right? Back in like at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, right? There was everything going on, and it got to the point right where there was what do you call it? Curfews, right? Nobody could go out. The lockdowns, right? Everybody was being locked down. You couldn't go to work unless you were an essential worker, right? And because of what I do, I was able to go to work. Um, and even at my facility, right, we felt the pain of COVID, right? So we were working one week and then not, and then we'll be laid off for 1 week and then work 1 week, be laid off for 1 week, and during that time, right, there was like incentive, like extra COVID pay for when you were laid off. So during that week that I would stay home, um, I would like what am I gonna do, whatever. So I would just be on the phone, and then I just started catching. I got back into collecting Pokemon, and then I started watching Pokemon live streams and everything. Um, so so yeah, dude, it just kind of went. It just kind of started there, and then watching people rip open packs and just having fun. It got to a point where like I was watching streamers rip open like Lost Origin, and then I had like Lost Origin. So as they were ripping packs, I'm ripping packs, right? And I'm typing in chat like, oh, I just pulled this, oh, I just pulled that, like just. And to me, dude, that was just so much fun, and I started doing that, right? And then
I've done that before too.
Yeah. it's it's just like you're not, at that point I'm not even thinking about creating content. I'm just having fun ripping open packs with the streamer, one of the streamers that I'm watching, right? And then I'm like just having fun sharing. They're like reading the screen. Oh yeah, you pulled that card. Let's go. So I was, it was fun. It was fun, right? And then I met other people, and then I started talking to some of the content creators behind the scenes, like through Discord, right? And just kind of, just chit chatting this and that, and then started getting encouraged. Like I would, hey, you should try this in your channel. It'd be pretty fun if you try that. And like with shout out to EML and free Pokemon giveaway. I will talk to them a lot on Discord, and they're the ones that kind of encouraged me. Like, hey, you should try. Hey, let's go. What's that?
This is a shout out to Shug Nasty. This is one of the things that came in this box. I
Oh,
mean,
that's cool.
right now.
That's
These are
awesome.
Pokemon that are in it.
Rip it, rip it, rip it, rip it.
Well, let's see. Let's see how delicious these are. But I'm just gonna enjoy these while you keep letting us know the story.
Yeah, I mean, they encouraged me on Insta on Discord to kind of just create a channel and just have fun or whatever. And they need, if I needed any help, that they're available. Oh, they're gummies. Oh, okay. And so I did, and then I started making some content and ripping shooting some ideas through them, and they'll give me some ideas, and just just having fun with them on the Discord. And it just kind of blew up from there. But it all started with opening packs with people on their live streams, and just like, oh man, just getting excited doing that part, right? I think that's where it started for me, to kind of like, oh, maybe I should do this in front of a camera, you know. So that's where it started.
Tell people about the experience you had for the first video you shot ever for social media.
The first what?
First video that you uploaded ever.
My first video. Oh shoot, trying to figure out, think which one was my first video that I ever uploaded. Well, when I first started, I was just hand cam. That's all I did. I didn't do face cam. Everything was just hands. Um, and I think the very first opening, I think might have been, what the heck was it for me? It was probably um yeah, which one was it? The evolution? Not evolution. The one with the one where you get the Moonbreon.
Yeah, that the Moonbreon is from Evolving Skies.
I think I started with Evolving Skies, to be honest. And I actually have a long lost video uh that I never released, because it was so bad. I found a guy on OfferUp, and he had 3 Evolving Skies ETBs for like a really good price. And so I went and I looked at the boxes. It looked okay. I was like, cool. I bought them, and I came back, and I have a digital camera that I bought to take pictures of, for like family, and I want to get into photography and everything. Um, and I want to get into photography, so I started using that camera to record videos. And so I have that video recorded, and I still have it saved, of me opening up those 3 ETBs. And I kid you not, every single pack in that ETB had a white code card. So like, I was so inexperienced in like how to check to see if you're buying something that's maybe resealed or whatever, right? That to me it looked normal, but when I was opening up, I was ripping them open. I was like, I ripped it open. Oh, nothing. And I realized, oh, they're all white code cards. And I got like, kind of like, after the video, I was like, I kind of got a little bit embarrassed. I was like, I'm not gonna release this video. No one's ever gonna see this. so, so I still have it. One day I might just, as a warning for those people that might want to buy something that's from someone else, right? Like from OfferUp, or just somebody that you don't trust. Right? And the whole thing is, you want to buy something, especially if you're spending your money, you want to buy from a reliable source, right? And then those before I knew like Slim Rips and everyone, right, that sells packs that you could trust, right? Um so yeah, dude, it was just it was what happened with me, and it was so bad, so bad.
That's wild. I've had a Vivid Voltage GTV,
Hmm.
and out of all the packs, one pack had a hit, and it was a regular hollow.
Oh, what?
That
One pack?
only one pack, and it was a regular hollow. It was
Oh,
Vivid.
dude,
Vivid Voltage has not been kind.
no.
This is 3-1. They came fused together. I don't know why. There we go.
You don't have any, oh, I can't show. I have pictures of it. I'll say if I have my liquor collection right next to me on the left. I was gonna show you, but I got like other pictures over there. So
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say you can show the liquor. It's completely fine. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. Um, Thank you, Shug. This is
yeah, I
just
got a Christmas package from SRR founder, and she sent me some sweets from Japan. So different little things. Everything was good. There was nothing in there that she sent me that was like, oh, dude, everything was so good. I was like, I want to go there just to try the snacks, you know?
dude. So this is the second thing I tried out of the box. I think there was 14 things in total that he sent. So 14 different things. And send over some TCG items too. So I was pretty shocked. He sent me the Illustrator 2024 cards that came out in Japan. All three of them. Um, so I was pretty happy. I wanted the Pikachu really bad. The Pikachu and the Feraligatr are both really, really dope. But he sent all three of them. It was the Pikachu, the Feraligatr, and the third one was, I'm forgetting the name off the top of my head. The third one was a EX card, I think. Let me grab it. It's the box is near me. Give me a second here. That way I'll the card really well.
In the meantime, let me just. Oh,
So that's the Feraligatr. And that's the
okay.
stamp, the Illustrator 2024.
Oh, that's cool.
There's the Pikachu.
For the Pikachu.
There's that stamp as well.
So he sent that in the care package.
Yeah, this is the EX.
Nice.
And there's that stamp on it. So I got all
Dude,
three.
that's freaking nice of him, man.
And then booster boxes of a cat TCG set, but it's made by Bandai, and this was the best pull in my opinion from the box. This card right here.
Oh, I saw you pull that one.
Look at how it
That's
is.
the one you were on like a few nights ago, I believe. Right? Yeah, I saw you pull that one.
Yeah.
That one like you couldn't see the texture until you showed it until you saw the light hit it.
Mhm.
Let me rip open a pack of shiny treasures. It's a shiny treasures, right?
Yep.
I think it's shiny treasures.
Pulled the Charizard in that set, right?
This one?
Yeah. Or what did you pull? You pulled something big from it before, didn't you?
Is this the one that has the Iono?
It might be that. That was the Iono you pulled at Slims, right? The
Yeah, was
SA.
it from this set? I'm just gonna pull a random one from here.
Or wasn't it the set with the shinies? Shiny treasures?
I
Yes.
think it was shiny treasures. And then one thing I didn't know that you could open these upside down. It's easier to open it upside down than the long trim part.
AMPM Pokemon actually taught me that recently on a live stream. So
Oh,
I doing that. It's much better that way.
let me just go through this one. Let's see. Hopefully we get a little something. The electrode. This thingy-majiggy.
Oh, baby shark.
Hey, let's go. We got a shiny Charmeleon.
Dude, that's what's up. Oh, there we go.
Oh, and then the EX, and then these, right?
The rest should be bulk.
Nice. That's a cool shiny Charmeleon, though. I'll
It's
take
always
that.
nice from there. The Charmander and the Charmeleon are nice.
Yeah.
Dude, the texture on it's nice, dude. That Japanese texture is epic.
I think I know. I bought these from on TikTok. That's another decent source to buy them if you trust whoever is selling them. Oh, did you see the Rock Sandy video?
Which one? The one from today?
The one about the latest whatnot seller that was ripping open the pack. The pack was literally like this, and he was like pretending like he could like, "Ugh," and he's like, "Ugh," right, and it was like yellow borders and stuff, and silver borders all in the same pack, and it was on what's that was it? Prismatic. It was a Prismatic Evolution pack that he supposedly opened up, and oh my dude, that was honestly the by far the worst. There you go. That was by far the worst one I've ever seen of damn. I can't even see
What's up, Jane? How's it going?
the chat.
So I did see that video. I think it was pretty ridiculous.
Oh, there you go. Hey, what up, Ink? There you go. My chat wasn't working. It was like stuck. What's up, Jane?
Had anyone chatting?
Inky.
Yeah, so it is gonna be Blinky time. But going back to it, I thought it was weird how the guy didn't notice he's using yellow border and silver border cards in the same pack that he's trying to scam someone with. He didn't even go and just get cards from those packs. He went and got cards out of cheaper packs to put in the expensive pack to then rip open on a live stream, and he thought nobody was going to notice when the damn symbols in the bottom of the card tell you what set it's from.
Bro, like I was laughing at I don't know what was worse, that it was like a resealed pack with obvious right like yellow and silver border cards, or that at the end of that pack that he opened up, he was like, "Oh, I see something shiny," and it was like the hollow card, and he was trying to like build it up, like, "Oh my god, you got something!" And then right after that, he ended the stream because like people in chat were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" Right, and then he just ended the stream.
Yep.
I mean, who am I supposed to play drunken basketball with in Tampa? Yeah, that's what if you know. Yeah, me and Ink were playing basketball. I was like 11 or 12 at night after we had a couple of drinks, and we're over there trying to play. You know, there's nobody out there playing basketball at that time, so it was just me and him, just trying to shoot some moves, trying to score, trying to like make one. So that was fun.
Who won? Did he win or did you win?
Huh? Oh no, there was no winning, bro. we actually we both won because we didn't cheat. So that's a win-win. That's a win-win.
That's true.
Yeah, but shout out to Nick, man. Freaking awesome person, bro. I really enjoyed meeting you. Hopefully we get to hang out again, bro. I'm still mulling over card party in Seattle. I'm you know, just kind of thinking about it. It's an option, but it depends, right? If I'm not doing any content by the time you know card party comes around, then like what's the point of going, right? Like if you want to go, we want to promote and have do all that kind of stuff. You know, if it was like here, like in LA, then yeah, I'd go just have fun or whatever. But like now you're kind of putting money into going on a trip, be like an investment, right? In a sense.
Well,
but yeah, man, if Ink goes, and I had a better chance of me going.
let's hit my. This is actually perfect. This takes me into the third point that I wanted to hit tonight. Because I feel like we touched on the first 2 points well enough. The third I wanted to go over the events, because again, I brought up you and I. We've been to a couple events. We've been at some events together. Literally every event that you and I have seen each other at, we both already had our channels up, and we both did create some sort of content from those events. You could say, in a sense, we were working. Even though we are there, we are having fun. It's working in a job that you like, right? Because at the end of it all, you kind of hit the nail on the head with it right now. If you're doing content creation and you go to a trip somewhere far away, like when we went to Card Party 2 in Florida, we promoted it. We told people we were going to go. We created content there. We had meetups that we had with people. There's more money that goes into going to a trip that far away. There's travel expenses. There's lodging expenses. You could argue that you're always going to have normal expenses, like you always have to eat whether you're doing content or not. So you could always eat on a budget, right? But you don't have to always pay rent at home and then go and stay somewhere for a week and pay almost the same amount that you paid in rent for a month in just a week stay or 2 weeks stay somewhere else.
Right.
That's an expense. When you're doing the content creation, again, it at the end of it all, you could either use it as an expense that you use to write off certain things at the end of the year, so there's purpose behind it, or it is in itself the cost of the content creation because it's the networking. You get me? If you don't go to these events far away, you can't make the video with those people that go to those events far away because you don't live next to those people that are traveling as well far away to this event, right? Kind of like how you just said in Card Party 1, Deep Pocket Monster. You had Leon Hart, you had Pokey Red, you had CTR, you had Danny Phantom. So you had someone from New Jersey, you had someone from California, you had someone from Wisconsin. Danny Phantom is from Wisconsin. You had people from all over the United States and even people from outside the United States, people from outside the country, all there in one area. And you were allowed to, able to, and you had the opportunity to go up to these people and say what's up and, hey, is it cool if we film a little something? I just want to throw it on my channel. You know what I mean? So in theory, one can argue, if I spend so much to go to Card Party or to go to CollectCon or Comic Con, it is part of the cost of that. It's the content creation. As long as you create content and make some form monetary gain from it, you can write it off as a business expense. I agree, and that. But think about it this way: some people went to those events and they were not monetized, and they don't make money off their channel.
Right.
In essence, it's still worth it because it's the cost of creating content. How I was saying, where you're meeting with these people, it's cheaper for me to go to this event and meet up with all these people from around the world and create content with all of them there than it would be to fly out to New Jersey, meet up with one person, fly out to Wisconsin, meet up with one person, fly out all the way to Australia, meet up with another person, fly all the way to the UK, meet up with another person. You get me? If you want to have these extravagant ideas, if you want to have these crazy videos that we love to watch, there has to be some sort of way that you can meet up with these people in location. And I mean, I don't have people reaching out to me going, hey, I'm going to travel across the US to meet you just yet. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have to either reach out to them and meet them somewhere, or I'm going to have to meet them at a show, at an event. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's how it is behind the scenes, everybody. As a content creator, I hope we shed a little bit of light on that. That is part of the cost that goes into creating some of the videos that some people are just like, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna sit here and watch this for 20 minutes. Like it might seem like, oh, it's easy. You just went to this place and you met up with this person. Yeah, but it costs money. You have to get tickets. You have to fly out there. You have to
Yep.
get a hotel stay. I mean, let's just have people get an idea of how expensive it can be without going into very specific detail, right? How much more or less was your round trip airfare going to Florida for Card Party 2 and coming back?
Shoot, like price wise, I can't remember. It was a round trip.
Yeah.
I think it was like under 500, I think, or 500, something like that, to go from LA to Florida, and Inc says we can mark it down as advertising and marketing expense to grow our business, um, which
That's
is a good
true.
idea. But yeah, it was that, and then plus, right, like the hotel, or your lodging, wherever you're gonna be staying at, your food, and transport, all that. Yeah, plus you're gonna buy stuff over there. You're not. You have to buy. Buy some Pokemon cards, right? That's the whole point why we're there.
All right. So going back to it, like you just said, pretty much more or less 500
Huge,
for
thank
the.
you.
So 500 just for the airfare, right? For the hotel, were you there for the 1 week or 2 week period? Because I know some people stayed for 2 weeks.
No, I was just 3 days, 3 or 4 days. I forgot how
Wasn't it
many
like
days I was there.
the one before and the one after? It was pretty much like 5 days, no, almost.
No, I got there. I got there the night before. So I got there Thursday night. Yeah, we got there Thursday night, and then I ended up leaving Monday morning. Yeah.
Okay. So it is almost 5 days. All right. How you stayed right
What
there.
up, Philip?
What's up, Shug? That's but you stayed right there at the hotel. Do you remember more or less how much it was for the 4 days?
Ah, I can't. I can't remember, but it was a little. It was less, about close to the airfare price.
Okay, so almost another 500.
Yeah.
So let's just round it to like an even thousand, right? Did you have to travel between airport and hotel? Like, did you have to use Uber or anything like that?
When we first got there with the Pidgeys, and we got the taxi, and that taxi was I think it was like $50 for the taxi,
Okay.
and $50 for the taxi, and then yeah, so I was just to get to the airport. I mean, just to get to the to card party, right? That's already like gone.
Mhm. While you were there, did you have to travel anywhere? Like, any of the nights, did you get an Uber or a taxi or to go to like get food?
I honestly was lucky, because I rode with Poke Factory, and I rode with Steven Trio, and my guy Steven, he didn't wanna he didn't wanna he didn't wanna let me pay for stuff, right? Like, so, like, he got the like the Uber and all that kind of stuff. So, um, shout out to him, just kind of going above and beyond, right? And um, so I was lucky in that sense. But yeah, everything was like so jacked up in price, because the event that was going on, it was insane how much they were trying to charge you. But especially if you want to go a little bit longer, farther out, you just go rent a car. That man, it's cheaper to go rent a car than try to get around on Uber. You know.
But okay, so we're getting an idea. Airfare and hotel alone, about a grand. You're probably looking at easily 15 or 1800. total for the trip when you take into account food, rides to and from places. You're buying some stuff for a hard party. You're buying a few little things. You got to. You're there for 3 4 days. It's $1,500 or $1,800 for a trip to go for 4 days out of state somewhere to go film and record. Just think about that, people. That's dedication.
Yep.
How many content creators were there from all over the world? I was there from California. You were there from California. Pidgey Boys was there from California. I could go on and on and on from people just from California going all the way to Florida. It is absolutely insane, bro. Like, there's a lot of money that goes into just heading and going to the event and being at it.
Yeah. Oh, you have to be. Yeah. Well, you got to plan ahead, right? You got to save your money, right? And then, I mean, it helps. Like right now, if you want to go, if somebody plan on going, but you're like, man, I don't have the funds, but I really want to go. I mean, if you got some Pokemon cards right now, is a good time to sell them, right? And just kind of use that towards, you know, your ticket to get to card party, because once you're at card party, like technically you don't have to buy stuff. You just gotta check to see if, like, uh, technically you don't have to buy like Pokemon cards. You don't have to do any of that kind of stuff. Like if you're there to just chill and hang out, like you just go there, chill and hang out, and you know, just worry about your food. Don't worry about buying product, right? Just hang out and go to the event, meet up, get the autographs that you want to get. You know, as a fan, right? That enjoys the hobby, that enjoys um, meeting and hanging out with the community. And you know, you talk with people on the chat all the time. It's cool to go and actually be able to put a face to the name that you see on the screen, right? And actually develop a friendship with people, and that's what it's all about. But you know, it has a monetary price, but like, how much is it worth it to you, right? That's what I think.
Yeah, that is
And
true.
from the UK, Ireland, and Slovakia.
I feel it is worth that
Who came from
monetary
there?
price to go and experience that. I feel I feel a lot of people would say yes. You know what I mean? Especially if you've never had that experience, to at least have it once. You know what I mean? Um, but to have it multiple times, now that gets difficult. That gets difficult for sure. And that's why, like I said, I wanted to touch on that. I wanted to first hit that point on how expensive it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is all part of the same conversation that we're getting to on the third point. You were saying this year. What events do you currently have planned for attending this year? Because you were saying, depending with Card Party to Seattle, how when you get to it, it depends on if you're doing a lot of content and stuff that goes behind it as well. Because again, we now know the monetary cost behind it, and we know this is one of those major events, right? It is a major thing to be there, especially if you're doing it for the channel. It's a major thing to cover. It's a major thing where, again, I wanted to drive home the fact, the collabs, all the content you can get out of it, all the people you can meet up with. You know what I mean?
Right.
Are you currently planning to go to Florida this year, or is Florida out of the question and only Seattle is maybe? Like, which events so far?
For me, Florida is out of the question. Like, there's like, I'm not gonna go to Florida. Seattle is in play. Depending on you know, if I'm able to still kind of create content and do that kind of stuff, right? And then also, like, you know, if I go, I'm gonna look for like someone that needs like a roommate for like an Airbnb that somebody's renting or whatever, right? Like if they're looking for someone else, um, like jump in on that. Um, so there's like different variables that kind of go into play. I know, you know, the other part that weighs on me is like leaving my family behind, right? That part to me sucks, right? Because we, you know, wanted to go together, but there's other stuff we want to do later. in a year or possibly next year at the beginning of next year, and you know, all of that costs money. So like if we all go to Seattle, then we won't be probably won't be able to do the other thing next year, right? So it's like, so if I go to Seattle, it'll be this year, and you know, maybe if I saw a whole bunch of Pokemon cards, and you know,
Yeah.
it'll probably be a little bit easier to go, you know. Yeah.
Is there? Are you gonna go to Pokemon Worlds or not doing that?
No, you know what? I didn't know that you had to register in order to get a link to be either possibly like if you're as a creator, right? To possibly be able to attend as a creator or buy a ticket or whatever. Like I didn't know about that. So I assumed that I could just go and just buy a ticket whenever and then go. But yeah, I mean if somebody has an extra ticket that they're trying to get rid of or whatever, and or something like that, then I'm definitely up to go.
The ticket's tied to your name. They check your ID.
Oh shoot, okay. Then I guess if I can't get a ticket, I'm out.
Yeah. It's it. Yeah. That's something I was seeing, and that's something that is said in the thing. When because I tried to get a ticket, so
Mm.
tried to get. So as a content creator, honestly, I'm a piece of shit content creator, but I still try it every day. Just to see if by the grace of God. No, I didn't get in. I tried to get in as a spectator. I didn't receive a ticket, but I heard from a couple of people that did receive a ticket. And going through all the little terms and everything for it, it says if you get a ticket, it's linked to your name. They're going to be checking the ID when you check in with your ticket. If somebody else tries to check in with your ticket, you lose the right to go to Worlds. They lose the right to go to Worlds. So
Okay.
they're heavily enforcing it. I
Well, I
don't.
mean, it's good. It's good that they're doing that too, right? So people won't be able to just buy a ticket and just sell it for like a higher price. You know, it kind of keeps that you know, all the whatnot people at bay.
Yeah. But here's the thing: you can still go to Worlds and hang out outside. That's where all the
Mm.
vendors are and all that shit. It's gonna be a bunch of people that are selling a bunch of shit from inside that are scalping you. They are. They're gonna go right outside, sell it for probably twice the amount. But it beats waiting to buy it on eBay for 10 times the amount later. Like we're close enough to where you could literally drive, pay public
Yeah.
parking, walk outside, hang out for 2 hours, leave with a cute Pikachu that you might like in some sleeves, and be like, "Well, I didn't get inside. I overpaid for it." Like 2 weeks later, you're gonna see what they're going at, and you're like, "Good, I jumped on it. It was just a short drive away." You know what I mean? Like that's always a possibility because that's one of the things that's highlighted and that people talked about for the other worlds events. They're like a lot of people don't get tickets, but outside in the general like near that area, there's all sorts of stuff that's going on that's open to like the general public. So that's always a cool little option.
Yeah, that's a good idea to go out there while it's kind of like when like San Diego Comic Con and you can't get a ticket to go inside. There's lots of stuff going on outside, right? So you could always hang out outside and be one of the crazies outside instead of being one of the crazies inside.
And yeah, and I mean, if you're there and you figure out some way to get inside while you're there, that's also cool because you never know. There might be some sort of way to get in while you're there. You know, like maybe for some reason they're like, "Hey, we're gonna open up so much to the general public," and you're already there. Like you'll have dibs. You'll be the first to hear and know, and you'll get in. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but you can be hopeful. You can be
I could be
hopeful.
hopeful. Yeah, I live close enough. You know, like my area is close enough to Disneyland where there's there's hotels nearby that people stay in. That's in the you know within driving range of Disneyland that people stay there. So you know it's 25 minutes or so,
Yeah.
20 minutes, 25 minutes depending on traffic. So it's all good. I could take my I'll say my electric scooter. Maybe it's probably close enough for my scooter.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
um, are you going to Collecticon or Comic Con this year? Or
No, I don't. Right now, it just it's we did last year. We went to WonderCon
Okay.
last year, and we went to my wife and I. We went to Collecticon uh, together. We took uh, we took the kids, and actually, I ended up getting one of those personalized slabs from Tag,
Yeah.
and so I had it was with my kids, and I had pictures. I have like my own personalized slab of them, which was pretty cool. And that's and I bought like a that some of there's a vendor that goes there. They go to Collecticon and they also go to WonderCon, and they have like the Pokemon shirts. And I like their prints that they have. And so far I bought in two from them. Um, next time I go, if I go, I'm gonna look for them again, and then get a third.
Nice, nice.
That's right.
Yeah. Um, you want to let people know about any other events you've gone to before? I mean, I covered the major ones. Card Party's the big one. Collecticon, Comic Con. You just covered WonderCon. I didn't know you had gone to WonderCon. What other events have you gone to that you can think of right now that maybe you enjoyed?
Hmm. I don't know if you've ever heard of this place called Long Beach.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a city, you know, called Long Beach, and they had a Collecticon. I'm not sure if you've ever been there, ever heard of it.
I think there's a Burger King that's pretty cool right there.
Yeah, it's a Burger King that they close early, but the parking lot stays open for some reason.
Yeah. You want to tell people that story? That would be pretty nice. We could actually end it on that. We'll end it on that story because I know it's getting close to the time now. We got like 18
Yeah,
minutes before it's 8. Let people
yeah.
know the story of how we traded Funko Pops for Pokemon cards at Collecticon Long Beach.
That was actually Collecticon Long Beach. That was actually I believe the first time me and you met was I think was at a
After Card Party 1, but before Card Party 2.
all card party. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So when we met there, and I think I had seen the Pidgey Boys at Car Party One, but I didn't really because I don't think me and you talked, or I didn't know who you were at Car Party One, right? Like, and then I met you at like where we talked for the first time, and I met you at Long Beach Collecticon, right? And I saw the Pidgey Boys at Car Party One, but like I don't know who they were. I thought it was just people that were there, just like just having fun, right? People that enjoyed the hobby, right? So I didn't know there were content creators. Um, and so then I started seeing them on YouTube. I was like, hey, what's up, guys? And then we met up over there, and then that's when you guys were streaming, I believe. And then I jumped in on the stream, with you guys, and that's where like when I first started talking to you, I guess, more, and we kind of built a kind of like a friendship. And so going there at the Long Beach Lexicon and right, hanging out with a little bit with Pat, right, and hanging out with a little bit with Super Duper Danny, right. She was there, and they're handing out those awesome stickers. Right, trying to film some content, right. I think Pokey Red was there, not Pokey Red.
No, he was.
Uh, who else was
Vault,
there?
Vault
Huh?
was there.
Pokeball, yeah, Vault, yeah.
Yeah. So Pokey Vault was there. Super Duper Danny was there.
What's
Deep
up,
Pocket
Kitty?
was there, and Gonzo was there. You were
Gonzo.
there, Pidgey Boys. I shot a bunch of content. I put up. I think I put up most of the videos. There might be one or two videos that we didn't get to put up yet, but I think almost all the videos went up on my channel that we shot together. It was pretty nice. It was a pretty cool event.
That's also where I met Slim's Rips. That's where I met Shane.
Yeah.
I don't know who Shane was, and you guys took me over to his booth, and I bought that one of the mystery packs that he was selling from selling there, and I got home, right, and I didn't open it there. I made some content at home with it, but going back to Collecticon, right, that's kind of meeting up everybody there. And then we got a little hungry, right, towards the end of the evening. it was already the end of the evening. We're like, you know what? Let's. We ended up going, I think, to a Starbucks, right? And then from there, we ended up going to Starbucks. We were there for a little while, chit chatting, chopping it up.
Bucks. It was a trip because so I remember that. So basically, collect the event ended. It was me and my wife was there. Remember, Yesenia was there.
Yep.
So it was me and Y. He met Y from Base Showcase, everybody, so he knows she exists. But me
Oh,
and
that's
Y,
what
me and Y were there. E-Man was there, and then Pidge Boys were there, and we were kicking it outside because the event just finished. And we were like, "What should we do? Should we go hang out somewhere or go get something to eat?" Starbucks was the first thing we decided to go to, since it was like right across the street or something. We
Yeah.
went. Super Duper Danny was at Starbucks too. Remember? That's
Yeah.
when we did the ticket outside Starbucks, and we're drinking our drink, and we're chilling and talking with her. It was Super Duper Danny, and there was the second person that was there with her. I forget the name. It's like Sin Soray or something like that. She
Yeah.
she had as well, but she
Hey
was
yo,
there.
UPB. Let's
She was,
go.
and you're right. We were kicking it out there. We were just drinking Starbucks, hanging out, just literally kicking it with Super Duper Danny. Like, hey, how's it going? How you liking it? Just shooting the shit like normal. Like it felt cool. It felt cool. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. And then after that, well, them, Super Duper Danny, and the other person. Honestly, I can't remember the name
I
off
can't
the
think
top.
of the name either.
I know I'm subscribed to her too. I'm literally gonna go later to find her subscription just to see the name. But both of them took off, and then you, me, Y, obviously me and Y, you, and both Pidgey boys. That's when we're like, oh, let's go get something to eat, and we were like, we're gonna go find something, right?
Hmm.
So one way or another, we started driving down the street, and we get to fucking Burger King, right? Tell me what happens when we got to Burger King. Like, so we get there and we were like kicking it outside for just a little bit.
Yep.
We went inside. What was it? Because I had to have a little Grass Energy Gang moment.
You guys were having a Grass Energy gang moment, and then me and Y were kicking it, just chopping it up. And then right as you guys were done with the Grass Energy, we were walking up, and then they ran to the door. I swear the employees ran to the door and just locked it up and like closed the blinds on us, just shut everything down. Like we were like trying to like knock on their door trying to sell them some life insurance or something, you know. So yeah, they just closed shop on us, and so we were there just like, okay, but what do we, what do we do now? And you remember there was a I think a Walgreens right next door. We went to the Walgreens, we looked around. We had still degenerates looking for more Pokemon cards. We went to go look for some more Pokemon cards, and we couldn't find any that we liked or anything. So we came back, and then you mentioned about the Funko Pops that you had that you had with you, and I was like, well, which ones do you have? I'm interested. Show me more. You know,
Yep. And then
and
me, this is what I
huh?
did at DJ, and I'm like, hey, because you had cards you were trading, right? I think you had a trade binder or something.
I had a trade binder. Yes.
So I think one way or another, I mentioned like Funko Pops, and you told me you liked them, and I was like, "You be down to trade?" And that's when you're like, "Which ones?" And I was like, "Bro, I got a bunch." And you're like, "A bunch?" And I was like, "So we went to the back of my car, which was in the parking lot, since they didn't let us go inside to go eat." And I remember just opening the trunk, and I just had a giant box back there with different pops. I had like I think DC characters, Power Ranger pops. There was all these different ones. Um, and yeah, you look through them and you're like, oh, these ones are cool. Or you'd be like, these ones are really good for my wife. I think you got a couple that you said she would like.
Yeah, dude. That whole so it was funny because it was like like the trunk was closed. You're like looking around, nobody's looking. You're like tapping the side of the car to hit that secret spot to make sure that the trunk opens just right. And so the trunk opened. It was like little the street lights were hitting it just right. Like and I saw all the Funko Pops that were there, and I wanted to see what was there because I know my wife is more into collecting Funko Pops than I am, right? So I wanted to see. Oh, like I know she likes X-Men, like Marvel, DC, like Sailor Moon, like all that kind of stuff that she's into. So I was like, well, what do you have? And I saw, oh, it's like this one, and 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 this damn near took the whole box, bro.
Yep.
Actually, I think I might have
And,
taken most of the box.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I was like, all right, I'll take this card and this card and this card. And I was just taking cards that I needed for my master sets, remember?
yeah,
Basically, like, because that was when I was downsizing all my Funko Pop collection. I mean, I kept a very small percentage of it. Like, I didn't get rid of every Funko Pop.
right.
At one point or another, I think we were between 400 to 500 Funko Pops. And when we got rid of most of it, we went down to under 100. I think we were like at 80 Funko Pops that we kept out of everything. So
Okay,
we downsized a lot of it, but that's again when I started the content creation, when I needed to start getting products from Pokemon for openings, and not just that. That portion of the downsize went to start completing my master sets because these are sets that I'm chasing these. These are cards I haven't hit. It's it's better if I just add those cards that way because it's like Funko Pop in my mind was just traded for cards. You get me?
right.
Like instead of Funko Pop sold to a vendor and
Hmm.
then money goes to packs and I didn't even get a hit. Like so
Yeah, those actually, I even because we have so many. We don't have so many. I would say like the total that we have is probably like maybe around 50. I would say just that we have. But as far as like the space that we have to put them in here is not as much as we did when we first started collecting because now that we have the kids, like we have to put their stuff somewhere, and so now we've had to like we take on all these Funko Pops and we start like putting up pictures and stuff like that, right? So the Funko Pops that we traded for at Long Beach Collecticon, I had to upgrade it to a bigger bin to protect a little bit better because I was like I have it in the garage. You got to like one of those like a nicer storage container because it's like, well, I wasn't planning on keeping it for so long in the garage because we wanted to display them, but
yeah.
we kind of ran out of space, so like how to buy a better, like, because I don't want them to get damaged, so kind of storing them a little bit better. But yeah, man, she was excited when she saw all the everything that I brought home. She was like, "Oh my god, yeah, Jean Grey, yeah, Eichmann, oh that beast," and
That was
it was
X-Men
cool.
Classic Collection, right? That's those ones.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I got the whole that one, and then the Power Rangers, and then a couple of I forgot which other ones, like a couple random ones that don't go in the set. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Let's see. UPB said something off topic, but I found two more Yu-Gi-Oh retro packs. Gonna send you two and open one more myself. And then I challenge you to build the best 40 card deck to duel me in mine. I'll build for my
oh, that should be fun. That should be fun.
two. I accept UPB. This is me shaking your hand virtually. I accept the terms to your duel. That was me doing my Yu-Gi-Oh voice, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to UPB hanging out with him for a little bit at Car Park, like at one of the nights. We were hanging out outside and just chopping it up. He was showing me the slabs he was trying to get rid of and try to help fund this and that. And he had some fire, bro. He had some fire in that box that was showing me. I just didn't have the funds because I had to spend um a lot of my money on 151, right? Because I think it was like $50 for the box of the Japanese 151. It was a good deal back then, but now it's like $100 or whatever now, something like that. And but shout out to UPV, man. Really down to earth guy, really cool to talk to, easy to talk to, and very friendly and positive person.
Yeah. UPB had an episode on here, and his episode was pretty good. It was a long one, and not long in a bad way. Like I like long episodes. I like sitting and chit chatting. But it was a long one, and he's actually gonna be coming back as a
Nice.
we're gonna continue the series going after this first like iteration. Each iteration is gonna be different. It's not always gonna be the same style. This one was the kickoff. This was the whole first like podcast. Like this was my first attempt at it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Each season, we're gonna call it season. We're in season 1 right now. Each season is gonna have its own sort of its own little bubble that it's kind of in. You get me? These ones are like I'm introducing different people, showing what they're about, showcasing different attributes for those people. Maybe one in the future might be like, oh, we're gonna tackle this thing in the hobby field. How do you feel about it? Or it could be something else. You get me? But that's just like one idea I have going.
Yeah,
But
that's cool.
everything's gonna have like a theme. That's the word. I was having issues thinking of it. Everything's gonna have a theme. But
That's
you
cool.
coming back, so that's gonna be cool. And when he comes back, we're probably going to be dueling or we're going to be battling each other with some sort of deck because we're also going to be having Pokemon decks that we build. He actually told me how to play the Pokemon TCG. So I'm actually going to have a deck that I build because I am going to start competing in the Pokemon TCG. All in due time. It doesn't mean I'm going to start in a week.
Yeah.
Right now, the plan is okay. I'm gonna build up a deck. I'm gonna play with it to get comfortable with it, and I'm just gonna go ahead and compete. I'm gonna start with the little amateur stuff, but I'm just gonna start competing, see how far along I can get into it, and see how much I like it. Because I'd be totally down to
Yeah. You got the card. I think the whole point is having fun, learning it. If you're somebody that likes to learn and likes to get challenged, like that's something that's definitely fun, and you already like the hobby, you know. And now you're just gonna hang out at car shops and try your best not to spend all your money and buying buying that even more of those cards you're gonna need for your deck, which is gonna be challenging. But I think it's fun and trying to compete to get those price packs, right? Like I still want to go to my first one. I haven't been able to, but I want my first night to be going to Flint Drips. I want to go over there and try one day that I'm able to go for like a pre-release night or whatever and just play just with that, right? I think that's a good way to start.
I think he does them Friday nights for league nights. I might be wrong, but yeah, it's one of the places I thought about going to. There's a place not too far from us. I can say the city because the city is not the city we're in, but it's in the city of Bellflower. In Bellflower, there's a TCG store that has league nights,
Okay,
and
that's not far.
it has league nights for every TCG: Dragon Ball, Lorcana, One Piece, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that's close to me. That's really close to where I'm at. So it's closer for me than it is for you. So
Exactly. Figure it's. I figured it's close enough for both of us to where like it's driving distance. You know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
I,
yeah,
I
if
think
I
we're
just
getting close on my time already as well.
yeah, I figured. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got 8. But yeah, pretty much that was pretty epic. That was pretty nice to end it on that story there. That's one of the big stories, I guess, of how when we first started talking and chilling and getting to know each other. That's one of the cornerstone of our friendship in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was amazing. One response to UPV, yes, for Hyborian Gates, we got to do something for that as well because I sent him a box that he won on the channel. So we have to do a stream where we're both going to open a box at the same
Oh,
time.
okay.
If either of us hits like one of those special cases.
That's cool.
Ooh, he has a SIR and Zoroark that came in today. That's a nice freaking card, dude. So I think he bought it just as a single. He didn't go for packs on that one. He just got that one straight up. SIR ends Zoroark.
All right.
But yeah, so again, I know we're down to the end of the time here. It was a pleasure having you on, dude. I hope you had fun with us today. Is there any last message you want to leave for our chat, for our audience before we go?
I would say Not regarding the just as far as collecting the Pokemon community, but I think it just in general of being a human being is just try to be as positive as you can. Right? You know, there's a lot of stuff going on in today's world. Um, you know, just be as positive as you can and do a good deed instead of saying something bad about somebody. I think a good deed goes a long way.
Yeah, that is. Those are good words. Those are good words. Let's see here.
Thank you, Ink. Thank you, UPB. Freaking legends. And Ink, man, I miss you, bro. Sorry, Katie, but I'm gonna steal him from you next time I see him. He's mine.
It was totally fun hanging out with Ink Penguin. By the way, dude, man, Ink Penguin is actually going to be a guest this Sunday, 420, 6
Oh,
p.m.
let's go.
So our time, 6 p.m.
I'll be there.
Sunday, 420, April 20th, which is also Easter Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Ink Penguin's going to be here. We should be having a good talk for, I don't know, maybe 2, 3, 4 hours. I don't know how long he'll give me, but we'll see. We'll see. It'll be a nice long one. We're going to get into it. We're going to have some juicy conversation. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. You should not miss it. You should definitely be there.
Yes, sir.
But again, man, dude, thank you very, very much for allowing me to have some time today, coming on the channel, speaking to me, just having a good little hangout, little time over here with us. I do hope we could have you back on in the future one day. Let's go ahead and say bye to everybody.
All right. Thank you for the invite. Thank you.